Anthony Alcazar's leadership interview. My interview was with Joe Chan, the town manager for Ross, California. Joe has previously worked as a financial manager for a big firm before deciding that his passion was not in finances, but actually trying to improve communities. As a town manager, Joe has multiple people pulling on him from different directions. His job consists of keeping the town council informed and happy, the residents of the town happy, and all the town employees motivated and, yes, happy. In his 2 years at Ross, he is responsible for some major upgrades and projects in the community. With all the stress that comes with being a town manager, I was interested in getting some insight on how he deals with the stress, how he balances life between home and work, his weaknesses, and how he goes about making it a strength. And finally, what is his most important task he has on a day-to-day basis? During my interview, I asked Joe what was the most important decision he faces daily. He said it's not so much decisions, but it's building and maintaining strong relationships. As a town manager, he has to make sure the town council, town residents, and employees understand why we are doing stuff and why we are heading in a certain direction. Chances are not everyone will be okay with one of his decisions. So he says by having a strong relationship, they will build trust in his decision-making ability. He says to build those relationships, you have to be honest and display integrity. You also need to embrace someone's disagreement with your plans and hear them out to see if they are bringing a perspective you may not have thought of already. I asked Joe what he considered to be his biggest weakness. He said public and spontaneous speaking. He admits to being more of an analytical thinker and processor, so when someone asks him a question on the spot, if not 100% sure what the answer is, he will acknowledge not having the answer, then go to the proper channels to find it before attempting to answer it. He has learned people appreciate when you admit your uncertainty as long as you get back to them as soon as possible with the correct answer. He also mentions that being a town manager, you often have to speak in public, so by embracing it, it's actually turned his weakness of public speaking into a strength. Finally, I asked Joe, with so much stress that comes with running a town, how does he manage the stress and separate the work from home life? He admitted that he may not be the best person to ask this question, as he could probably do better at it. But ultimately, he says his goal is, when he goes home, to shut everything off and just be at home when he's at home, and then when he's at work, he focuses at work. He says to maximize any little time he has with family, like for example, during carpool, when carpooling, he will take time to joke or hear about the previous day with his kids, rather than thinking about silently the task that awaits him when he arrives to work. And as a stress reliever, Joe turns to exercise to help clear his mind. Joe, I feel, is a great leader. He shares a lot of qualities that our textbook cites as an effective leadership. He is honest, straightforward, transformational, charismatic, and admits when he does not have an answer, but will ensure you that he will find one. He has a democratic style of leadership and welcomes all feedback and information from his employees. He has a model that if we are doing the same thing we did a year before, then he's not doing his job. He wants to be progressive and look for new and better and more effective ways to improve the overall work experience. With Joe, I truly feel he is a man of his word and follows exactly what he preaches. As evidence of his great leadership, he helped Rancho Cordova near Sacramento be recognized as one of the 25 best small companies to work for during his tenure, which was actually the first time a municipality job had been on this list. His strong leadership has given me and my coworkers confidence that he will lead our town into bigger and better things in the future. During this interview, I was amazed how some of Joe's answers went hand in hand with what I've been reading from the text. It was as if he was quoting material from the text without ever reading it. I feel after this interview, it's important that when becoming a leader, you need to build strong working relationships, be progressive, honest, and work collaboratively with others to be successful. For myself, I need to not be afraid to take chances and understand in order for me to be successful, I must step out of my comfort zone.